Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I'd like to start off with the conversation you were having with Mr. Shongwe here about your, it was a murder trial?
It was a matter which I intended to apply to be culpable homicide.
Yeah, you see, that's just not how criminal law works. You don't get to apply for murder to become culpable homicide. The requirements for each offense is significantly different.
That's correct.
So if you know that and you know that it's correct, then why do you mention it?
That's how I felt at the time.
It's how you felt at the time. Yes. So what happened? You killed somebody.
The person died when we had altercation.
So then you killed him.
That's correct.
Yes. So how did he die? What did you do?
In terms of what?
How did you kill him?
We had an altercation.
Did you hit him? Did you shoot him?
No. It was just a short fight. When I pushed him, he fell on his neck.
So you strangled him?
No. As I remember, I hit him with a clap, and when he went back, he slipped and fell on the window on his back.
Okay. So you said, as I understood it, to Honourable Shongwe, that you in fact pleaded, or maybe to Honourable Malema, that you pleaded. You pleaded not guilty.
That's correct.
You remember that?
Yes, that's correct.
But a matter can't be withdrawn, Mr. Mogotsi, once you've pleaded. It's not possible.
I don't know.
No, I'm telling you.
Yes, I know you're a former prosecutor.
Yes. Once you've pleaded in a criminal trial, it cannot be withdrawn. Not possible.
Okay.
So what happened with that trial?
I don't know. Maybe the commission should establish what happened in the trial.
Can you give me the details? I'll get them from you later. You don't have to waste my time with it now. But I'll certainly have to have a look at that, because the matter cannot be withdrawn once you've pleaded.
Okay.
Yeah. And you say nobody helped you with that?
Nobody?
Nobody helped you? None of your contacts in the police? So, I mean, you're quite comfortable with being in trouble with the law. It's not the first time. That's not the only time you've been in trouble with the law, right?
What is honourable member implying?
I'm implying that it's not the first time that you've been in trouble with the law. Simple question. Have you or have you not been in trouble with the law at other times?
Yes, I was. I had some. So I thought you are saying by sitting here I'm in trouble with the law.
No. Okay. So you'll find it easier to deal with this interaction if you just answer the questions, Mr. Mogotsi, and don't try and involve yourself in a debate with me, please. So the question was quite simple. Have you been in trouble with the law besides this?
Yes.
Yes. Then there's no need to say, what am I implying? It's very clear what I'm implying. Your criminal record, you have a criminal record?
That's correct.
Yes. It includes convictions for assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm.
GBH, yes.
Yes. Defeating the ends of justice, reckless driving. So you're an old skellum.
Of fighting.
Yeah, you like to beat people, huh?
No, it's not skellum to beat people.
You don't think so?
No.
I see. You've also faced other charges for assault, theft, fraud. You haven't necessarily been convicted of everything, but you've been in trouble.
No, I was convicted for reckless driving and assault.
Assault GBH.
That's correct.
Yeah, don't forget the GBH.
Is what I'm talking assault GBH.
Yeah, GBH is the important part of that. Intent to cause grievous bodily harm.
That's correct.
The same elements as murder, only he didn't die. Yeah. Yes. So not something to brag about, I want to tell you. You know who, what's it, Gotle specialists are?
That's correct.
Yeah, it's a company based in the town where you live, Mahikeng.
That's correct.
Directed by one Dorothy Lekwabe.
Yes.
Yes. Now, there's an allegation that you involved yourself in a tender issue in the Northwest Province, and that you received money from this institution. Is that correct?
No.
It's not correct.
You never got a tender.
No, you didn't get the tender, but you nevertheless received. It was the Brown Mogotsi Foundation opposed the administration of former Northwest Premier Supra Pumahalo in your foundation filed an application to interdict a 1 billion rand catering tender. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what happened with that?
The interdict, it was an interim order.
Yeah?
The matter went to the full bench.
Yes.
Subsequently, it was appealed in the SCA and we did not proceed.
And then what happened?
I don't know what happened.
So you go to all that trouble and then you don't know what happened. Now, who is this lady who's paying you money via the back door?
No, it's not my money.
No, that's not your money. We agree on that point. Why is she paying you money via the back door?
What?
Why is she paying you this money? Are you denying that she paid you money?
She paid me money?
Yes.
The tender?
Mrs. Lekwabe from King.
Okay, no. Okay, no, I know her. She's my fiancée.
She's your fiancée?
That's correct, yes.
Oh, that's why she's paying you money.
Yeah.
I see. Doesn't always work that way. Now, you at great pains, Mr. Mogotsi, to convince us that you're a legitimate agent for crime intelligence, that you were first an informer, and then you got registered as an agent. Then you talk about things like that you investigated cases. You go to Kenya for an investigation, and you used information for investigations. What are you talking about?
Is to collect information and give it to the handler.
No. You refer to yourself doing investigation.
That's correct.
What are you talking about? Since when do informers and agents do investigations? You collect information, you give it to the police. They do the investigations. That's their job.
That's correct.
So why do you say you investigate? You investigate nothing at all.
Because to obtain information, you have to investigate the information.
Ach, Mr. Mogotsi, please, man. I'm an old woman. Don't waste my time with such claptrap.
Chairperson, the process of obtaining information, how do you collect this information?
I explained to you, don't enter into a debate with me. That's not why we're here. And I'm not terribly interested in having a debate with you about a subject that I know quite a lot about and you appear to know quite a little. So if you are an informer, you ask people, you listen, you sit around bars and shebeens, and I asked Mr. Maleme if I could use the word, and he said I shouldn't, so I'll try and restrain myself. But you know what I want to call you, yeah.
Yes.
You know what I want to call you.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, not agent. Agent is not.
Yeah. So that's what I want to call you, that thing. And it is not a policeman. You're not an investigator. You're not a detective. Yeah. You just sit around and hang around street corners and read rubbish in the newspaper and look at stuff on social media, and then you package it together like it's real stuff, and you go and give it to your handler like it's proper information. That's not investigation. That's just collecting little bits and bobs here and there. Doesn't make you an investigator. An investigator is a serious job.
Yeah, you'll define it in your terms that you understand. Probably I'm wrong to call it that way.
You are.
But that's how we collect information all the time.
So we've established that you're nothing but an informant. And now and then you get paid for the information that you bring, depending on how useful it is. Is that correct?
When I was an informant, yes.
Yes. And an agent, you get a salary.
No, you get money differently.
How?
Cash.
Yes, everyone gets cash. Informants also get cash. What do you think? Your informant opens a bank account and the police pay money into it. I mean, how do...
And the police who are in the agent program, they also get cash.
So of course they do.
Without personal numbers and stuff.
Of course they do. It depends on how much your information was worth, whether it led to an arrest, etc., etc., etc.
That's correct.
Yeah, so it's not like this 007 kind of job that you've been watching too much TV with and flying off to Kenya to go and do investigations. Nonsense. And no informer spends their own money on doing investigations for the South African police. In 30 years, I never heard of that.
The current circumstances. Okay. But I said with the current circumstances, that's what happened.
So you say in your affidavit rather grandly that your statement is intended to assist this committee in evaluating the extent of misconduct and unethical behavior by members of the police and other relevant individuals or institutions.
That's correct.
Really? Well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to assist us? When what you've done today is made up flimsy stories, quite frankly. I'll say with respect,
So,
let's be strict with it.
Okay.
And you've told us these you really watch too much TV, Mr. Mogotsi. And you think we do too?
No, Honorable Member,
Yes.
I never applied to come before the committee.
No, Mr. Mogotsi.
Now I get invited,
Mm.
and I kept on saying this is the last line of defense. The information, the way you say it, the moment you get it, I believe it will help.
I'm not interested in how you got here. We all know how you got here. So let me tell you why you're here. You're here because other people have fingered you, and I'm going to call you that now because you agree it's what you are, have fingered you as an impimpi. And you're here now to defend yourself. That's why you're here. You're not here to help us get any information. You're not interested in combating unethical practices and other malpractice in the South African police. People have exposed you and you're here trying to save yourself. That's what you're here for. And you think that you can spin these really flimsy stories and convince us that it's true and fact and real. Come on.
But who exposed me, Honorable Member?
Oh, everybody at the Malanga Commission end here. Why are you friends with somebody like Mr. Matlala? How did you meet him?
I can't remember how I met him.
You can't remember. You can remember. You seem to remember things that suit you and not remember other things that don't suit you. How can you not remember how you met Mr. Matlala? It's not so long ago.
It's long time ago.
How long?
I said it was even just after COVID. But to say...
It's a couple of years ago, even I still remember.
And to say, how do I meet him as my friend? It's I don't know how to put this thing. And usually on TV, I always hear in this committee, you say, we are having conversation. I don't know how to respond to you, Honorable Member. As you sit there and now, with respect, I can't even make one.
You must answer the questions, Mr. Mogotsi. You see, you're rambling on here now.
That I'm being fielded like a pimpy.
Well,
it's me who allowed you to use that word. I'm not one.
If the shoe fits, Mr. Mogotsi, wear it. The unfortunate incident of Mr. Mabuza, who was shot in September 2025, and I don't want to dwell on this because I understand that it's difficult for you, in an execution-style killing. Was that crime ever solved? Was the case opened? Was it investigated?
Yes, the case.
Did they arrest somebody?
Not yet.
Sure. And where's crime intelligence?
General Kumalo, they are there.
One would have thought that they would have spent quite a lot of time on a matter of their own person.
Yeah, they are heading crime intelligence.
See, that's not working. You say that the affidavits in BM2, the individuals who deposed to these affidavits are newly appointed at crime intelligence, and they've been asked to fabricate the facts stated in their affidavits in order to discredit you. That's on page 5 of your affidavit.
It's only one of them.
Okay, and why?
There's one saying that, and there's one opposing that.
And why would Lieutenant General Kumalo and General Lushava instruct somebody to depose to an affidavit to discredit you? You're just an informer. Why?
I'll try and find out. I'll ask them.
No, you say so. Having said so, you must know why.
But Honorable Member said this person only came to crime intelligence in 2024. And yet he put up an affidavit of someone he doesn't even know. And I'm saying this person was taken from somewhere as a support staff member and was promoted to the office of General Lushaba. You know, even the same General Lushaba, you won't understand, no one will understand how he got promoted.
How he got?
Promoted. You know, he was born in 1983. He's a Major General. Then you go into subs today and check. there are more than 20,000 police officers who've been with relevant qualifications, who've been captains, warrant officers, and sergeants for all the years, including the woman who comes from BMW. No basic training, nothing. She got appointed, and then as a brigadier. And the person who came to committee said she was the only one who could do the job.
Yes, I remember that, Mr. Mogotsi, and I was equally astonished, believe me. So you say that you know for a fact that these people were instructed by Lieutenant General Kamala and General Lashaba to depose the affidavits in order to discredit you.
No, a similar question was raised, and I said, because I cannot produce any evidence, I may be wrong, but that's how I feel, because these are the only two people who can say I am not this particular.
So you understand the nature of an affidavit?
I do.
Yes. That what you're saying, it must be the truth.
Yes.
Not how you feel. It must be the truth.
That's correct.
You say, I swear that the contents of this affidavit are true and correct and within my personal knowledge, unless the context indicates otherwise. That's what you say in an affidavit.
That's correct. And that's what the context are saying otherwise.
No, you're saying you think so, you feel it.
No, how else can this person who doesn't know me say
you see the
I'm
difficulty
not
I'm having, Mr. Mogotsi, is that you admit up front that you're a professional liar. You say, I'm a professional liar. My job is to lie. You say so. I'm an
idiot. You see, then it means you cannot have a person of like a contact to appear before this kind of platforms.
Well,
because 90 to 40% of the work they do, I'll give you why I'm saying that. Even when there is a robbery, this person will lie to the criminals, like the informant who was killed. He left with 17 people. He was the 17th person. All 16 of them were killed. He came back alive. Only the police knew he was alive. But he was killed after being given 50,000 instead of 1 million. So now, how do you classify that person?
I see Mr. Skosana wants to ask something.
Thank you, Chair. I think the question is very clear to you. Honorable Breytenbach is asking you that when you started here, you said yourself that you are a professional liar. Do you agree?
No, you can't.
But
I said you are empowered with an instrument called the legend building, which allows you in circumstances after getting permission from a handler to create a false life. It's not that I go around here calling myself Tapoli tomorrow.
No, Mr. Mogotsi.
I can never say that.
Mr. Mogotsi, we can play that.
Under oath, I said, this is not an operation, this is a hearing. Therefore, I cannot lie here.
No. You said you are a professional liar.
No, I said in Matanga, they said I'm a professional liar.
Yeah. But
I must have
are you not?
No.
Okay.
Chairperson, it means I've attained qualification to be a liar.
Honorable Skosana, I think the witness will remember that Honorable Ntuli asked about majority of the modus operandi of your work, which relies on creating falsehoods. Recall that the evidence leader was referring you to the affidavit at PM1.
Yes.
Where you created a falsehood that you work at the office of the Minister of Police.
Yes.
So that's where the tone and the questioning from Honorable Breytenbach is coming from, which you have agreed here that this is part of the work. It's lied deliberately so
but
to create a particular image of yourself so that the subjects of your investigation quickly believe you and have a trust on you.
Now, coin me when I'm saying in this committee, I'm a professional.
No, I'm saying you said part of what is your work is to create a falsehood, to lay in your subject of your investigation so as to ensure that they have trust in you, they give information.
No, Chair, the way they're saying it means even if I go to church, that time I'm a liar, I'm going to church as a professional. Unless you say to me, if, let me give an example. If we are driving in a car and you tell me that you are going to do something that is wrong, I can also tell you, don't worry, those police, they know me. And when we get there, we get arrested and I won't be arrested. That's how I can turn this person so that he mustn't fight the police. But to say, I came here to Honorable James and I said, I'm a liar. I cannot say that. It was said like that because of an operation that I have done.
No, that's fine. You don't lie, you create falsehoods. Honorable Breytenbach, please proceed.
Okay, Mr. Mogotsi, on page 6 of your affidavit, you say you were tasked by Lieutenant General Mfazi in your capacity as a contact agent to investigate and look into irregularities within the crime intelligence and South African Police Service. Really? You were? You need to answer.
Oh, yes, I was.
You were?
But the question really. I
Yes,
don't know what to
really.
say. Yes.
Investigate and look into you're an informant. You're not a policeman. You're not an investigator. You are an informant. You can like it, you cannot like it. It doesn't make any difference to me. You're an informant.
All right, maybe allow me, Chair, to.
So tell me why.
Yes, let me get this
Briefly.
understood. Yeah. You can never, it's impossible to arrest the police through the police. They'll never commit anything in the presence of other police. You will need someone like me, to go to a police station and say someone is arrested here. His name is James, please, or is Peter. How can you help me? Tell me, here's the investigating officer. And we know that investigating officer, when he gets money, he releases the client or he releases the suspect. It's me who must set him up, give him money, and you arrest him. The issue that you must show me an informant who will, as a lawyer, Chair, who will conduct a 252A and record who. It's not how you view it, probably in those old years, like you say, you're an older man, madam. Now you need like someone. I must go to church. If they're selling drugs in church, I must go to church. I must donate in church until I get the information.
I was a prosecutor for 30 years, Mr. Mogotsi.
Aware.
There's very little you can teach me about the criminal justice system, really, very little.
Yes.
Very little.
And you could not prosecute any more cases without agents and informants. The police will never go to a place, sit there and drink with criminals. They'll run away. There must be someone like me. The police cannot write an affidavit and say, I'm working the minister. He'll be arrested.
Mr. Mogotsi, we agree. We agree on that. You're an informer. You're not a policeman.
Yes, I'm not a policeman.
No.
Yes.
You don't investigate matters. And I think it's a little bit stretching the truth when you say that you were tasked to establish an information network inside and outside of crime intelligence in order to investigate or uncover high-level corruption. I really, what year was that?
Through Chair, I don't know if I bring you a proof of payment within subs.
Just tell me the year. That's all I'm asking you.
On which year?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I thought, which way? Sorry.
You see, you were so busy thinking of the story you were going to tell me that you don't listen to the question. What year? It's a simple question.
In 2021.
2021.
Yes.
Okay. And how successful were you? How many high-level corruption matters did you provide information on that led to a conviction?
To General Mfazi.
That led to a conviction, Mr.
I'm talking to General Mfazi.
Yes.
To his assignment. No, he quickly passed on. But after that, there are even those that you saw in the news.
People who can corroborate your story have sadly passed on.
That's the thing now.
You know when the policemen drive in the car and there are two of them and the one makes an accident, huh?
Yes.
And you're the prosecutor and you say to the other one, what did you see? He says, no, I was bending down, tying my shoelaces at that time. That's what you're doing now. You're bending down, tying your shoelace.